what's up everybody? Thursday is a huge content creation day. I've been at our R2P3 office, otherwise known as being in Mount Airy, Maryland, but we have a studio here which allows me to get in front of a camera or potentially get with other members of our team in front of a camera and share. Zach and myself, for the most part, were the people that were speaking on specific topics as it relates to Zach's clinical time with our PTs on Tuesday. If you don't know Zach, he's our Chief Clinical Officer. He goes to 2 locations each week on Tuesday and spends blocks of time with our team. This is quality control. This allows us to ensure that our PTs are getting what they need to deliver not only at a certain standard, but also to grow and develop. I'm a big believer, and our team is a big believer, that individuals grow and companies grow. And you cannot have one without the other, and we are trying our best to pour into them as they choose to pour into us. This is my Thursday. Hopefully this gives you a little bit more insight into the things that I'm doing, what we're focused on, and who we're looking to deliver value to. I knew that sending that email was gonna... Listen, I was shocked I didn't get an email response.
Yuri called me so fast.
Yeah. You're gonna need a bottle of wine tonight.
And look, and you know
I'll be in the background. I'll be like the hype guy saying, yeah, that's right.
He's gonna green screen himself just behind Jin.
Me and Yuri figured we'd do it tomorrow.
I actually have an individual right now who is good.
I tried as long as I could. I tried. I like felt it just like the dry like throat. I just try to keep swallowing. Did I completely ruined that?
No, that's good. I know where I was going.
There's definitely some things that you regularly need to think of and communicate this to different populations. Zach, why don't you kick things off? Let me redo that. Yeah, it was an awkward segue. Okay. With femoral. All right, so we're gonna dive into another one of the conversations that Zach had while doing his CCO rounds on Tuesday. A conversation was had about preparing for throwing. So what kind of upper body plyos could we potentially get into that are maybe falling a little bit more under that GPP or that general physical preparation category, preparing people a little bit more for rate of force development, stretch shortening cycle, things are a little bit more general before getting to that specific end of the spectrum. So, what are some things that you talked about?
We talk about throwing. The context of this conversation had to specifically do with throwing a baseball, but it could be any object that we're throwing. When I look at problems or hiccups with return to throwing and the tolerance to returning to throwing, typically you can always circle back to they either don't have tolerance to the position that they're getting into, so we should have cleared all of that mobility, range of motion wise earlier, or they don't have tolerance to the velocity and the amount of force that they're asking the person to throw with, or it's a program design and maybe they have the mobility, they have the force, but they're just progressing the volume of throwing too much. So before we even get to that though, we need to do some sort of upper extremity plyometrics that focus on force production and propulsion qualities. Things that you want to keep in mind with this, if that final phase that we want to get back to is getting the arm away from the body in that full layback position, there's a lot of steps that need to be made until we get to there. So before we even get into unilateral throwing, we want to get into some sort of bilateral or shared effort positions with our throwing. We also want to keep in mind, prior to going overhead, we want to look at something below the shoulder. And I would argue that your safest and easiest entry point is going to be bilateral, chest height or below the shoulder type throwing motions. But I think to even make that determination that they're appropriate to be throwing, we should be testing and training in these different environments leading up to it.
8 o'clock.
Cool.
I gotta go jump on this networking call. Beautiful. Columbia. Trying to get Columbia. All right. Jay, if you want, you probably just warm up a little bit. Ease session won't, ease will be a little bit more to just kind of get going and we'll get in. How's it feel?
Pretty good.
You good with him videoing a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. You doing any massage on this yet?
We did a little bit. We did massaging here yesterday.
A little bit. Okay.
More for circuit, but it's more recovery compared to the day before.
Yeah, she said Tuesday was a lot more.
Yeah.
Right?
But yesterday I did like a 17 mile per hour pace. So I was a little sore after that. I ate pretty well during this progress, so this it'll be good to help me for that. Otherwise, if I didn't eat well, I would have been like,
Yeah. Not too sore, right?
no, it's not too bad. Definitely gets a little swollen after like doing some things, like a little bit.
Yeah.
You can't really see it, but I can feel it when I bend my knee back.
Yeah. You wanna do me a favor?
Yeah.
Go walk over and jump on a roller.
Okay. For roll out here.
Yeah, sorry. Well, go on your back. You're gonna do your basic heel slides. The only thing I would do, I would straighten your leg all the way if you can. Hips down, take your hips down. There you go. Straighten, 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 squeeze. Now pull back up. And you can hip up there. Yep. There you go. Everything's slow, right? Little pause. And back up. You can work down toward closer to 90 as you go, but you don't need to do that right out of the gates, okay? Same thing here. Own your arch. Okay? And your knee can bend a little, okay? Good. Out. I moved it a little bit, okay? We'll be doing BFR and stuff like that. And then we'll jump in. Yeah.
Done.
Put your back, yeah, behind you. Narrower, underneath your hips. Okay, and you're trying to avoid that, all right? Just stay nice and square. Good, yep. Good. Balance reach, 8, 8, 8. 8 right, 8 left, 8 right. Okay, own your arch, don't roll out. Thoughts? Good?
The big thing, like the squat one, just when I'm sitting in that position and I come out, it hurts a little bit.
Now you're gonna go use the TRX. And we're gonna pretty much do the same thing. Jay, I got a little triplet here, and then I got you. Okay, here.
Yeah.
And up. Okay, obviously this helps you more at the bottom. 15, nice and easy, and then we walk out to the turf. Keep arch contact, don't roll out.
So more in than out.
Yeah, you have a tendency to, yeah, do this. I just want you to stay neutral. Just slow stepping. You can probably be a little shorter. Good. Keep going one more time. Down and back. So it's right leg, weight shift, get your chest over your foot, up, and then switch.
When I'm up, I switch?
Yep. Yep. And keep big emphasis on getting your chest over your foot initially. Yeah, he said a little bit on the inside, yeah, but do things for him.
Sensation from that is crazy.
I know. It's the only way to make sure his quads aren't significantly smaller than yours, though. You know. We won't tell him we said that, though. It's wall squats, a little bit of assisted squats. When he's low, the band obviously helps him more. I'm fine with him not using the crutches. I would say if at times, if he's walking for extended periods of time, I would bring them.
I can't pull it up all the way as far as I can, maybe a little smaller.
Don't show off those skinny legs too much.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to wear. You see how hot it is?
Periodically, don't just pay attention to how you're walking. Okay, heel toe. Try not to limp. A lot of times, if you walk too fast, you try to take bigger steps, you'll end up limping. So, if anything, you're better off taking like smaller, quicker steps. And then every now and then, while you're walking, exaggerate it, right? So you get some range of motion. Okay, kind of like your hurdle walks that I was touching you about.
All right. Appreciate it, Josh. Thank
man.
you. Perfect. All right. Appreciate it.
You keep me posted how your lift goes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll see you guys.